Welcome back to the channel. I'm Hank Strange. I want to talk to you about something that's a little bit off the beaten path of the subjects that we usually talk about here on The Situation. It is the FAA's decision to make owners of drones register them. Yeah, right before the Christmas break, the FAA has decided to put out rules and regulations on who should register drones. I'll leave a link here that you guys can follow and check out and see what they're talking about. Briefly, what they propose, and actually what they are going to make, I guess, a policy, it's not a law, is that if you have a drone that's over half a pound, you're going to have to register it. And as a special bonus to you, if you register within the first 30 days, they'll give you your $5 fee back. It's kind of nonsense. It's not the fact that the $5 fee is really not that big of a deal. I think it's just the beginning. Also, it's not indefinite. That's every 3 years they want you to re-register and pay more fees. And I think the reason for that is that they are going to find ways of adding extra expenses to this whole thing. Because, to be honest with you, they don't really have a way of policing this policy that they have. So, the next step is for them to say, you know what? We've got to get some drone police out there, and we're gonna need to up the fee. Maybe $50, maybe $500 to have a drone. It's all craziness to me. And a lot of the gun guys out there that are watching this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's the reason why we're so against registration of guns and a lot of other things that the government wants to register. This is really crazy, makes no sense, and guess what? I'm not gonna do it. I don't know what are you gonna do about it, FAA? I'm just not going to do it. When I bought the drone, I pay taxes for it. I've registered it with the company that I bought it from. There's a lot of electronics in this thing. I mean, we're talking cameras, GPS, all kinds of nonsense in there. And the company that built this one, as well as a lot of the other drones that are out there, they do a lot of tracking of me already. I'm pretty sure if I was irresponsible and destroyed some property or even life with this thing, no one's going to have a hard time tracking it back to me. I'm not going to do it. I think that this is just another way to tax us. And I think the FAA, being part of the government, being a bureaucracy, sees a way here that they can just bring in more revenue. But I don't think we have to cooperate with that. I know I'm personally just not going to do it. I don't care. I'm not going to do it. Why should I? You know, I do fly this drone responsibly. I fly it mostly on my own property, which is private property, and on other pieces of private property. I'm very conscious of what I'm doing. And as human beings, as people who live in the world, yes, we're liable if we do things that are bad and terrible. But every single thing does not have to be registered, tracked, okay? I think it's really not that difficult to track down someone that does something terrible, but this push to register everything, I think it's just it's a way to chip away at us a little bit at a time. So what else are you guys going to register out there? I mean, I'm pretty sure you're not going to register birds, and there's a lot of birds that weigh over half a pound and can do a lot of damage to planes. But I'm pretty sure you're not going to register the birds, and I'm sure the birds don't have the $5 to pay you anyway. However, I think this is just a stepping stone. Next thing you know, they'll come up with other things that they want us to register. Guns, knives, you know, I don't know what else. Eventually, we'll have to register our brains. Because if we think wrong, you know, we could cause a lot of damage with that. I'm sick and tired of bureaucracies within the government just finding new ways to generate more income from us. And I think the best way to deal with it is I'm not going to do it. I'm pretty sure that I'm not alone. A lot of people out there aren't going to bother. I don't think folks out there sitting around today thinking of the Christmas presents that they're going to buy. For whatever reason, they want to get drones as hobbyists, as professionals like myself. I don't think they're going to consider this, and I think when it comes down to it, they're going to go to the store, get a drone if they want one, and they're not going to waste their time with you. Now, obviously, that could lead to them saying, you know what, when you buy this drone, you're going to have to go through a background check and have the drone registered anyway because we think it's so dangerous. You know, this is insane what's happening, in my personal opinion. There's so many things, there's so many electronic things that we create that are dangerous, and we'll have to register our phones. Right now, we've got these hoverboards with the lithium ion batteries that are catching on fire. Those are pretty dangerous. Those have burned down some homes, created some property damage. Are we gonna have to register those things? Register the batteries? And that this is really, really, I think, a sign of what's happening in the world today, that every little thing that might create some damage and be a little bit dangerous that you do as a human being needs to be monitored and policied. And you know what? I'm personally sick and tired of it. I already do a lot of it doing what I do for a living. And on this particular one, I think I'm gonna, to borrow a word from Florida law, stand my ground. I'm not paying you guys anything. As a matter of fact, I've got some more words to share with the FAA, but it's the kind of thing that people are going to be surprised to hear me say on the channel. So I'll try to restrain myself and not get into that. I just think that this whole thing is stupid, asinine, ridiculous, and I refuse to comply. What are you going to do about it? I'm not going to register. I'm not going to go on your little site and give you my name, my address, my email, and my money, hoping that if I do it early, you're gonna reward me by giving my money back. I already pay taxes, so I already go through that kind of nonsense. I don't know what you guys think about it. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but I think it's something that I wanted to share with you guys, just to once again illustrate how crazy and ridiculous our government is getting nowadays. You're gonna register drones. These things are dangerous, right? I think everything's dangerous in this world that we live in. A lot of dangerous things. It's dangerous to get up in the morning and breathe the air. It's dangerous to take a shower, get in your car and go driving out there, take your kids to school. Everything we do is dangerous. And I think that if we allow something like this to go unchecked, there'll be more stuff like this coming down the pipeline. I think this is a perfect example of progressivism. Just slowly tighten the noose or turn up a notch on the heat and keep boiling that frog, and we'll never know it until we find ourselves frog soup. Personally, Hank Strange, I'm deciding I am not going to participate in your reindeer games. I don't know what you guys think. Please comment, share your thoughts with me, and I always appreciate when you share the messages that I put out there. So in advance, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm Hank Strange. Peace out. Ooh, look at my drone. Look at my drone. It's dangerous. It's gonna take over the world. I don't think so.